Former Prime Minister Imran Khan, in a conversation with his legal team and representatives of media and Adiala jail, said that the fact that the military-backed government in Pakistan has yet to allow a meeting between himself and his negotiations team highlights the non-seriousness of the regime towards the process. He added that if the government remains unserious about the negotiations process and does not form a judicial commission to investigate the false flag operation of May 9 and the Islamabad massacre of November 26, the negotiations should be stopped after the next meeting. Imran Khan reminded his audience that violation of the constitution, law and human rights has been going on in Pakistan for 3 years, with civilians in military custody being severely tortured, citizens including lawyers being abducted and tortured. He added that since those associated with his party could not get justice despite repeatedly approaching the Pakistani justice system, they were left with no option but to raise their voice at international forums. In his message to overseas Pakistanis, Mr. Khan said that democracy and human rights have been obliterated in Pakistan. Boycotting foreign currency remittance is critical currently as a means of civil disobedience against the brutal authoritarian system. Arbitrarily detained Imran Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf held a press conference to brief the public on the status of the ongoing negotiations with the military-backed regime. Information Secretary Sheikh Waqas Akram said that the parties' demands will be given in writing in the third session of the talks. He added that although their demands for a meeting with Imran Khan in a free atmosphere was not accepted, Mr. Khan still wants to take the talks forward for the sake of the country. Sheikh Waqas Akram informed the representatives of the media about the inhumane conditions in which political prisoners, including Imran Khan, are being held. PTI workers held by regime forces are being given filthy and unhygienic food unfit for human consumption. Many party workers in jails have fallen ill but are being denied medical care. Over the past 2 years, grave human rights violations have been committed against supporters of Imran Khan. He added that Imran Khan is held in complete isolation, cut off from all human contact in a tiny death cell, the kind which is usually reserved for terrorists, inside Rawalpindi's maximum security Adiala jail. Imran Khan's rights, according to prison regulations and court orders, are routinely denied by jail authorities. Former Prime Minister Imran Khan has been illegally incarcerated now for 525 days. An expose for Dropsite News by Waqas Ahmed, Murtaza Hussain, and Ryan Brim uncovered a fake think tank, the Beltway Grid Policy Center, which uses AI technology to publish reports that support propaganda against Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan and his political party. The team from Dropsite News discovered that the website for Beltway Grid does not list an executive director, president, CEO, or any other leader, but does include 12 staff, none of whom have, quote, any trace of experience, not just professional, but of even living in the world before arriving at Beltway Grid, end quote. Incredibly, some of the names belong to characters in the 19th century Elizabethan novels. Another giveaway, according to Dropsite, about the maker of Beltway Grid, quote, is its liberal use of the term fifth-generation warfare, a favorite of the Pakistan military, a term that Rawalpindi more or less considers to mean posts about its army chief, Asim Munir, to be threats to national security, end quote. In a previous story, Dropsite News had reported in August of last year that Pakistan's military establishment has enlisted thousands of serving officers in an online campaign against judges, activists, and journalists that it views as its political enemies, following which the website for the publication was banned in Pakistan. On Thursday, a 7-member constitutional bench headed by Justice Aminuddin Khan resumed the hearing of the intra-court appeal against the decision to try civilians in military court. A very important question was raised by Justice Hassan Azhar Rizvi, asking why those accused of vandalism in the May 9th protests are being specifically singled out for military trials. The hearing by the Constitutional Bench came after the European Union raised serious concerns over unfair trials of civilians in military courts, citing violations of international commitments, including the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. These developments threaten Pakistan's GSP Plus status, a critical trade privilege providing duty-free access to EU markets, according to a report by Insight Securities. Multiple devastating wildfires have swept through Los Angeles, with the Palisades fire being one of the most destructive, affecting nearly 20,000 acres. The fires have resulted in at least 7 casualties and significant property damage, particularly in areas like Pacific Palisades and Kenneth fire zones, where arson is suspected and one suspect has been detained. Other areas where widespread destruction leading to evacuations, property loss is reported include Eaton, Hearst, and Lydia. The White House reported that the recent wildfires in California have caused damages above $800 billion. The Malibu waterfront, one of the most expensive properties in the United States, has largely disappeared.